Oh no, it's not fear. Oh no, it's one day before. Uh-oh. Thus it may be known that the leader of armies is the arbiter of the people's fate, the man on whom it depends whether the nation shall be in peace or in peril. Wow, that one actually stayed on the screen longer. Thank you. Unfortunately, I read it so fast that I didn't really absorb any of the words. Once they arrive to pick me up, I say goodbye to Mara and leave, but something is different. When I get inside the van, I notice Darla isn't there. Hey, where's Darla? They need her help in another division, so they took her to the laboratories. Shit. Guess she was being too nice to me and Velta noticed. Hope she's alright. Why did you take her there without asking me first? Didn't you think of asking what I thought about it? You're the squad leader, but both Darla and I are part of Velta Labs. Remember that. Go fuck yourself. I'm way too tired for this shit. Can't stand how bland this work gets, but I refuse to let them investigate or persecute me in any way. So, what's today's case? Guard android. The police in the area haven't been able to deactivate it. The house owner has passed away. They need to clean up the place. Good. Seems easy enough. Spend the rest of the trip thinking of the reasons for Velta to come after me. Could it have something to do with Sal or Mara? Or maybe Yoko? It's not like there's too many options. We cross the district border, getting right into the refuge area. What are we doing here? We're not in charge of this place. All the teams in the area were busy, so they automatically assigned us to the job. Automatically? Sounds like that work of that hacker again. Gotta stay alert. We finally reach our destination. It's an old neighborhood in the east side. All the immigrants from the eastern areas live here. The hell is this? Since when are androids legal in this district? People here shouldn't even be able to afford them. I know it's strange. I'll cover for you from the building across the street. Kyle takes a sniper rifle and leaves. I get into the building. The stairs are very narrow and I can barely fit on it. Still, can't help but feel like this place... I can't help but like this place. It reminds me of something, though I'm not sure of what. Find the android just after crossing the door. Oh, snap. Welcome, Sela. I suppose I don't have too much of your time until your buddy positions himself. A samurai? A goddamn samurai? I suppose you already know who I am. The android was created to serve this family, but your friend lent it to me. I need it more than ever. Oh, it's Sal again, isn't it? Look, I don't know what you want from me, but I'm not coming with you, and I sure as hell won't give you Mara. I know, but they have different plans for you. Tonight is the night. Make sure Mara is ready. Don't let them catch you off guard. What are you talking about? I should just deactivate you right now. Keep walking towards her. You know, the last time at the factory kind of left me wanting more. I'm growing really tired of your crap. Sela, I'm almost there. Is everything alright? Everything's fine, don't worry. In that case, I'll have to stop you. I really don't want to hurt you, but I need this body. Oh, shit. Very close to the android. He already unsheathed his sword and is on guard, ready to defend himself. He's the one who makes the first move, striking vertically. Too bad for him. I've been trained to dodge edged weapons. I effortlessly avoid his attacks. I can already feel my protocells working. Tonight, I need this body to protect you. What? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't fucking need anyone to protect me. The sword clashes against my middle arm without leaving a trace. The blade is completely dull. He's holding back. All of this is happening because you refuse to come with me. Me trusting a rebel hacker in your dreams. He's changed his approach. Now instead of making me waste my time, he's trying to run away. I mean... Fuck. Shit. Fuck. I don't know, dude. Oh, I guess I could have just saved over one of these. Whatever. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. Now I don't know. it's fucked up, but I feel like I trust him more than I trust Felta, you know? Yeah, let him go. The android walks to one of the god? I'm sorry? Well, now I feel like I fucked up. I don't like that. Whatever the fuck that means. The android walks to one of the windows, but I managed to grab him by the neck. He's very heavy, definitely a combat model. Can barely stop him, but I succeed in making him turn around. He throws me to the floor, but I roll over and stand up on my feet once again. My hand moves to my holster, but I don't pull my gun. I let him go. Thank you. I will do whatever I can to help you both. I drop to the floor and catch my breath. This is getting more strange and worse, more dangerous. The target ran away. I couldn't arrive in time. Sela, are you okay? What happened? I'm fine. The android turned hostile. I'm coming. Wait for me inside. I sit and wait for Kyle. Maybe letting him go wasn't exactly the best decision I could make, but no turning back now. Now I know why this place looked so familiar. It was Yoko's old house. It's been years since the last time she was here. It's too much of a coincidence. I know Yoko's behind this and everything that happened so far. Sela, I've already informed the headquarters. They're sending a tech team and some backup. Are you okay? You're bleeding. Yeah, it's nothing. Probably cut myself when I was struggling with the android. I'm gonna call an EMT. I stay there for a few hours thinking of what I saw of the android's body. It was a model from a few years ago, a high-end one, top of the line when it came to combat androids. His armor was so strong that not even Kyle's rifle could have damaged it probably. Could have easily crushed me if he wanted, but he didn't. Before I can leave the place, I see Darla walking into the building. Oh, hello, Sela. Oh, Darla, it surprised me to not see you today. I had to help out with something at the labs, but I'm back now. Did you miss me? Yeah, surprisingly. I'm glad to know that they didn't kick you out. Both Kyle and I will eventually leave. Please remember that. I know. Whenever that happens, maybe we could hang out, just the two of us. Only if you want to, of course. Yeah, why not? Please rest. I can tell you've been really busy today. Kyle can fill me in. Take care. They're finally letting me go back home. Once again, my exit is interrupted by someone I know walking into the building. Oh shit, Yoko! Whoa. What a surprise. It's my old house. I came as soon as I heard something was going on here. A combat android went crazy. Was it yours? Of course not. I walked up to Yoko and grab her by the jacket, try to lift her off the ground, but I give up as soon as I remember she's a cyborg and weighs several hundred pounds. Yoko, I've had enough of your bullshit. Tell me what's going on right now. Sela, I let go of her jacket, but stay close to her. I would tell you if I knew anything, I swear. You're my best friend. I would never put you in danger. It doesn't matter who asked me to. Ugh, I think you've put me in danger more times than I can count. But let's say you're telling the truth. Then what is going on here? I know that android was yours. You can't convince me that it appeared in your house by sheer coincidence. Fine, the android was mine. He was there to protect my parents. I was the one who put him in charge a few years back. I was afraid of something happening to him, but my parents died some time ago. And you just left the android there alone? Yeah, I completely forgot about him. Shit, Sela, just trust me for once. It wouldn't be so hard to trust you if you hadn't lied to me every time I asked you what was happening. You can trust me now, I'm telling the truth. Fine. What are you gonna do now? There are no traces of me there, right? I just came to see what was happening. There's nothing to worry about. Get on my back. I'm gonna get you right home. Wow. I hear Mara screaming for help when I get inside. Run to see what's happening. She's still lying on the bed. Mara? You're fine. Sela, thank goodness you came back early. I woke up and realized I couldn't move at all. I can't take this coat off me. I put my coat over her yesterday and its security system activated since then. Electromagnetic mesh is interfering with Mara's body. Can't help but laugh. Got worried about nothing. Whoa, what the shit? Oops, I accidentally clicked out of the window. What are you laughing at? Get me out of here! I wipe a few tears from the corner of my eyes and bend down next to her. Aww. I actually can't. You need to relax so that the fabric unblocks itself, or just wait until it runs out of battery. It's specially made to block android attacks. How can I relax when I'm trapped here? Stop laughing! Shit, sorry. I sit next to Mara and pull her towards me, stroke her head, hoping that helps her calm down. Mara stays completely silent, and after a few minutes the coat unblocks itself, though I keep caressing her for a bit longer. To be honest, I feel really calm right now as well. It's almost liberating. I had a tough day. Things are getting ugly. I don't know. We might have to leave this place. Mara only hums in response to let me know she's listening to me. She's so relaxed she can't even speak. If I keep doing this, she'll pass out again. Aren't you scared? We could find a new place to live. Just start everything over. Mara sits up all of a sudden and gazes at me. Wow! She kisses me on my lips while my eyes are still wide open. I stand up in complete disbelief. My chest is full of mixed feelings, but none feels bigger than fear. What the fuck are you doing? You can't do that! Why not? It's illegal! Do you have any idea of what trouble it could get us into? I will not let this happen again, so don't you dare. Mara stands on her tiptoes and kisses me again. I love you, Sela. I've loved you ever since I entered your house. Actually, I know I loved you even before I met you. What? I try to say something, but not a single word can leave my mouth. I just feel like crying. Can't hold it anymore. Start drowning in my own tears and sobs. Mara pulls my hand to make me sit down next to her again. Wipe my eyes and carefully take my coat off before bending down to her height. She is still waiting for a reply. No one can know about this, okay? Know what? You know what I mean. I just want you to say it. Nobody can know that we're together. Does that mean you love me too, even if I'm an android? I nod, my tears threatening to fall again. What do you mean you knew even before we met? Remember your dream? The recurring one. I know what it means. What does that have to do with anything? You're chasing someone in the rain, and then you aim your gun and ask them to stop. Yeah? Who are you chasing? I don't know. I've never seen their face. I know you can remember. Just try to. They're two people. No, wait. A human and an android. Both members of your old squad. One of them betrayed you. How do you know about that? You shot them. You were completely terrified. It hurts to see what was happening. In the end, both of them died. Delta Labs decided to hide it and baptized you against your will to prove your innocence. Well, it's true, all of it. Buried it deep inside my mind. I just didn't want to remember it, but what happened? How could Mara know? They hacked that android. It seduced you and you fell in love with it. How do you know all of this? Very few people know. I read it some time ago in the Delta Labs records. They created me, remember? Did you know who created you all along? Mm-hmm. I can't understand a thing. Seela, I'm sorry I lied to you, but it wasn't really my choice. You'll also have to forgive Yoko. She was working with us from the very beginning. Us? What do you mean? Does anyone ever fucking tell me the truth? I understand that you feel frustrated, but you aren't yourself. You've always been a reluctant heroine, but a heroine after all. Please take this. Laura puts her palm in front of me. There's a red pill in her hand. You've been under the suggestion of the Empire for many years. I knew there was something wrong with you when I saw you having those nightmares. Please take it. How do I know that you're telling me the truth and that this isn't some kind of sleeping pill or poison? Don't give me that. I know you trust me, and that's what led me to make this decision. You told me earlier about moving somewhere else, didn't you? What if I told you that I'd planned the same thing for a long time? I take the pill and put it in my mouth. Swallow. Thank you. It'll take a few hours to work. That pill is designed to remove the prothopam from your blood. Soon the doubts and the anxiety and everything that anguished you will disappear. Well, maybe not everything, but you'll be yourself again. Okay, I've put my trust in you. I hope that you're not actually like Yoko. Now tell me the truth. I won't lie to you again, especially now that you've taken that pill. You'll see, this was all Sal's plan. Sal? So you know each other? We're brothers. Well, technically we're the same person, but not really. Wait, what? Same person? Yeah, I can't tell you much because I myself have been apart from him since I left the capsule. If anyone can answer all your questions, that's Sal, but I can tell you what I know. Go ahead. Velta's been secretly researching and developing new androids for years. Both Sal and I are the result of that research. I didn't know about this until not so long ago. Androids with singularity. But why? Thought the disaster a few years ago taught us a valuable lesson about why they're dangerous. Well, I guess it was too juicy of an opportunity for Velta to miss. Let's just say that one way or another, I ended up developing my own way of thinking without Velta noticing. I also managed to influence all the androids who were with me to help find you, but how they did is something I don't know. This is confusing. You see, Velta created a new system to control androids with singularity. It's a series of machines that modify our memories, our minds. All I know is that they transform the data into images, which are then implanted into the biobrains of all the androids connected to them. I simply introduced my feelings for you into one of them, and the next thing I remember is waking up in Yoko's warehouse. But how did you even know about me? How could you fall in love with me without even knowing me or meeting me? I felt alone, locked up in Velta's facilities, and when I got access to the net, the very first thing I did was look for someone to be with. You were booked for a crime as simple as loving an android, so I couldn't help but be curious and look into you. Guess it was love at first sight, because after that I couldn't stop thinking about you. It sounds a little silly, I know. How romantic. She's a fucking stalker. Incredible. I understand. Well, I mean, I don't really understand it at all, but I guess it's something. And why did you hide all this from me? You already knew I didn't hate androids, so why lie to me? Well, when I woke up from my lethargy in the transport capsule, Sal had already prepared an intricate plan to get you out of the district. So from the beginning, this has been a rescue plan to escape the Empire. The impossible love that has to escape. Oh, sounds like a fucking movie. I know!
Sal gave me this pill when we went to get my spare eardrum. Actually, everything's been part of his plan from the beginning. The fact that my ear was damaged was no more than a very convenient accident. He would have found another way to take us to the docks, and I would have helped him.
He offered for me to leave with him. Was that his plan? Because it didn't sound very effective.
No, whether or not his plan has worked is something I don't know. But I do know what he's going to do now that you refuse to go with him.
Well, if he told me all this, maybe I wouldn't have refused outright.
That's exactly what I told him, and that's why I'm telling you now. Now that he knows that you're not going with him for good, he's probably got a plan B to get you out of here. We probably don't have much time left before Velta breaks into this apartment to arrest us.
Well, you should have said all this before. In that case, it'll be best to look for a safer place to stay.
You're so determined now. The pill must be starting to take effect.
I'm sorry if I don't want to wait to be captured for trying to escape from the Empire. Don't really feel like being declared a traitor.
I'd agree with you, but we'd better stay here for now. I know Sal's working on something, and if we move, we might make it more difficult. After all, it's impossible to move around this district without Velta knowing where you are. Without Sal's help, we'd be caught in a second.
I can contact Yoko. If there's anyone who can get us out of here without being seen, it's her.
Remember, Yoko's already working with Sal. If you ask her for help, she'll probably just tell you to wait here.
Can't just sit around like this, though, knowing they're coming for me.
Well, we could enjoy the moment a bit.
You seem very calm considering all this coming.
Actually, I feel protected when I'm simply with you. That's why I'm listening to everything Sal asks of me. I really want to escape from this place with you.
And what are we supposed to do once we get out? We'll need a new home, a job.
I'm sure for someone with your talents, that'll be easy to find. We could go to one of the many rebel cities.
I don't know if that's exactly what I'm looking for.
We'll have time to think about it, at least.
Wait, do you and Salt work with the rebels? Why is my cursor going all over the place like a crazy? Salt? What? Do you mean Sal?
Well, I don't work with anyone, but I think Sal's been collaborating with the rebels since he started planning everything.
I don't know if that's a good idea. Why would the rebels help an Imperial?
I don't know. I think they're more interested in the secrets that new androids like Sal and I hide. After all, we're a big threat to their plans.
I think Yoko mentioned something about that your brains are impossible to hack.
That's right, but as I've said before, it's not my main intention to work with them. I simply want to escape from here with you.
How noble. How did I get into all this? Great changes are coming to the Empire, and I feel at the center of it all.
Hey, it's me who's at the center of everything.
The impression I had of you is changing pretty fast.
And do you like what you see?
Still have to decide that. Maybe you're too punk for me, but I guess I don't have anything better.
Hey!
It's a joke. So, you manipulated all your friends to come and rescue me instead of just helping them escape? You endangered the integrity and safety of an entire generation of sentient androids just to be with me. How selfish.
I guess so. I had no choice if I wanted to be with you.
Seems that after all, you're not the little angel you pretended to be.
I never pretended to be anything. If you thought I was an angel, it's because you got that idea yourself.
Suppose. Must be your eyes. As time goes by, I notice how my brain feels clearer. That fog that prevented me from concentrating disappears little by little, and I feel more alive and active. Somewhat restless even. See a shadow on the window, the landscape slightly distorted with the raindrops. I know it's an illusion. Someone is watching us using thermo-optic camouflage. They're here.
Who?
Velta. Don't know what they're waiting for, but they've surrounded the apartment.
Wow, I was hoping it'd take longer. Guess we can only wait now.
No matter how many there are, I doubt I'll have trouble getting rid of them. Just need to take my weapon and...
No, it's important that you don't resist. Who knows what they might try if we kill one of their own. Things could get much uglier. Right now, they take us for harmless subjects, and we should use that to our advantage.
Okay, but if they can hear this whole conversation, I don't know how well this is gonna go. Well, if we have to wait, why don't you tell me about your childhood? Guess all those times when you told me you had a bad memory, you were lying.
I remember it quite well. At that time, I never thought my life was bad. In fact, I was happy. After all, I had nothing else to compare it to.
You were raised in laboratories, weren't you?
Yeah, but they weren't the conventional type. It was just a facility where all the androids of my generation lived. It was more like a school, only we were very obedient and never made a fuss.
Yoko talked about simulations.
I suppose you could call it that, but they weren't really anything like real life.
In that school, what did they teach you?
The androids were divided into groups, and each one learned different things. I can't tell you what the others were doing, but my classes were in botany.
Botany? It's weird.
We used special black seeds and planted them into sand. They had to be watered with a concrete liquid mixture, and then they'd grow without requiring water.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense.
Does it?
Yeah, training androids so that they can plant in an environment as hostile as sand. Doubt that's a coincidence. They were training you to reforest the desert.
Wow, that sounds like a very noble job. Be much better than being a soldier.
I imagine that's Velta's intention. See, since humanity came to this planet and established the colonies, they've had the intention of terraforming it. The atmospheric generators produced real rain. They were installed shortly after arrival, but the project to repopulate the soil was a complete failure. There's nothing that can grow in the strange chemical composition of the deserts here. That's why we live in these walled cities.
Aha!
I thought it was strange that you were able to grow something in that pot of yours.
So Velta plans to reforest the planet. It sounds like a pretty ethical purpose.
No, Velta couldn't care less about the planet, but if they launch a new generation of androids capable of fulfilling one of humanity's wishes for hundreds of years, it's impossible that people would refuse.
Interesting, but I still find it to be a great effort to improve their reputation. After all, my generation has been in development for years.
You're right. I must be missing something.
Well, I've told you a lot about myself, practically everything, and I haven't lived as long as you have. That job of yours, I'm sure you have many interesting anecdotes from it. Why don't you tell me some of them?
Sure, it's refreshing to be able to talk to someone about this. In fact, I think you've already asked me about my work before, right?
Yeah, but you didn't want to talk about it. That was partly due to the effects of the prothopam. They turned you into a passive person who hated work, but because it's designed to eliminate any kind of aggressive feelings, at the cost of wiping out your personality.
My doctor said that they were a new type of supplement for my prosthesis.
That's normal. I trust my doctor too. Not that you shouldn't, but it's just that in the city, almost everything is corrupt. Speaking of your prosthesis, why don't you tell me about that too?
I mean, there's not much to say about my arm. Looks like a civilian model to the naked eye, but it's actually an old military model. Don't be fooled by the word old. It's very reliable and one of the best I've ever had. Its weight equals that of my right arm to avoid any kind of back problems, but at the same time it uses a wrist projection system that gives me the same strength as a combat android. The structure and composition is like one of a human bone though. In spite of being very resistant, its interior is hollow.
Wow, now I feel even safer.
It's a good weapon. It's helped me win every hand-to-hand encounter I've ever had.
You were part of a unit that was dedicated to neutralizing androids without destroying them, weren't you?
Not exactly. Many years ago, I was part of Empire's Special Operation Corps in a group called Ghost Team. It's true that we specialized in the use of non-lethal forms of force, but sometimes there's nothing left but to neutralize your opponent.
I understand, but at least you tried.
It sounds better than it is. The Empire never had contemplation for the life of androids. Mara's frowning. Don't look at me with that face. You might be a sentient android, but the generations that came before you have been nothing but machines without consciousness. The only reason we tried not to destroy androids was because they were very expensive and difficult to make, so their owners wanted them back in the best possible condition. That, of course, has changed over the years, and now that androids are mass-produced like any other product, the Ghost Team lost one of its main functions.
What? What other functions did your team have?
Cyborgs have been around much longer than androids. Our team also neutralized cyborgs with illegal prostheses. Prosthetics. Cyborgs are people, so they have rights, unlike androids.
Was it dangerous?
Very dangerous. Some of the cyborgs were strong enough to crush you with one hand, and that was if they didn't carry some kind of hidden weapon. They were also much more unpredictable than androids and more dangerous.
I thought androids were the most dangerous. Aren't they able to process information faster?
Only in some senses. When two opponents reach the limit of their capabilities, the result of their confrontation is only based on their decision making. That is to say, if you're able to predict your opponent's next move and act accordingly, you could defeat him without giving him time to react, no matter how powerful he may be. That was the basis of most of the Ghost Team's training. Fighting androids was easy. An android has unparalleled aim, strength, and agility, but it's incredibly predictable. He'll always choose the best possible option, and once you predict it, all you have to do is ambush him or use his strength against him. Over time, androids have been designed to be more unpredictable and choose options that are not optimal in an effort to appear more realistic. This made them more effective in larger scale conflicts, but their effectiveness against specialized teams dropped. Humans, however, are much more unpredictable, and when you give them the capabilities of an android by augmentation, they become an immensely greater threat.
Miyoko's a cyborg, right?
And a dangerous one. Unlike androids, cyborgs have only become more and more dangerous over time as implants have improved. I doubt that the techniques we used 10 years ago will still work.
And where does that put me?
Well, you're neither. When I saw your interior, I could see that you have blood flow and a natural brain. That is, you're a bioroid.
So why does everyone call me an android?
At first glance, you can't distinguish an android from a bioroid, but the latter has parts of its body made of organic matter. I've never seen a bioroid with a natural brain, so you're an especially unique specimen.
Thank you.
This means you've got the capabilities of an android, and you can't be hacked. At least, not completely. A hacker would never be able to take control of your body. At most, he'll be able to disable you or manipulate you just like he would a human. Bioroid can be altered with chemical substances, but that's extremely expensive. Producing bioroids also costs a lot. I wonder how Velta managed to create so many without going bankrupt. I remember seeing other androids like you locked in capsules in a strange amniotic fluid as if they were fetuses in the womb.
Disturbing.
No big deal. It's a method that's been used before with human babies, but never with bioroids.
In short, I'm the ultimate machine.
Well, you're not. You're pretty weak. For some reason, they designed you with this skinny-ass body.
Wonder if someday you'll stop insulting me.
I'm just saying that, to be the perfect machine, you'd need a resistant body like a combat android. If they gave you that, then you'd be something extremely dangerous. An android as unique and autonomous as a human being and capable of being hacked and with the force of a tank? Ugh, I'm afraid to even think about it. Now that I remember it, why did Sal want my blood?
I have no idea, and I know about as much as you do about that. I don't have a magic method to talk to Sal. He's the one who contacted me through terminals, phones, whenever you weren't home.
I see. I hear a noise behind the front door.
Who's that?
Probably Velta's soldiers. They've decided to act.
So that means Sal's gonna do it.
Do what?
The next part of his plan. Sela, promise me you won't fight them, okay?
Alright.
And don't worry about me. I'll be fine.
Okay, well now I'm worried. Instantly worried. I hear a big explosion. The floor trembles and the lights go out for a few seconds. I look out the window. The whole city's dark, and I catch a glimpse of a huge column of smoke and fire on the horizon from the industrial zone. When I turn around, Mara's lying on the floor with her eyes blank. Mara! She's still breathing, and I can feel her heartbeat, but her body doesn't respond. I shake her and try to wake her up, but it doesn't work. What the fuck is going on? Didn't you think it'd be a good idea to tell me about this first? I turn on the TV. The broadcast of a documentary is cut to make way for breaking news. What in the world is this symbol? Interesting. What the fuck? Hold on. Explosion on the walls of the industrial area. Breaking news. A series of explosions have just occurred throughout the district's industrial area, which is currently under the control of Velta Labs and the state. Security forces are already headed to the site. The causes of the explosion are currently unknown, but it is believed they could be related to the rebel hacker known as Sal and the defector Asila, a former district security agent. Hey, don't put me on this. Hey, I didn't have anything to do with this. I hear footsteps on the other side of the door. I take Mara's body in my arms. Hopalong Security's security department. Isn't this redundant? Doesn't the SEC stand for security? You absolute fucking dolt. The door slams open and dozens of flashlights blind me. When I manage to reopen my eyes, I can see someone familiar. Well. Fucking Kyle. Sela, the android you're holding is the property of Velta Labs. Drop the android to the ground and get on your knees with your hands behind your head. I'm paralyzed. Remember what Mara asked me to do, so I close my eyes, take a deep breath, and calm down. When I open them again, Kyle's in front of me. So in the end, I was right. You knew Mara was with me. Of course I knew. I was getting tired of that show we played every day. Maybe Darla enjoyed it, but not me. It was only a matter of time before this happened. Copy. It's the basic condition of life to be required to violate our own identity. Huh? Some of these quotes are really just like, okay, edgelord. Mara asked me not to resist, so I'll wait for now. Put my hands on the back of my head. Velta's mercenaries handcuff me and take me outside. Try to look back to see Mara one last time, but it's too late. They're taking her away. They shove me inside a dark truck, and I can only see some shapes and lights through the cracks in the door. They're like vents in a beast cage. I check the walls of the truck. The doors do feel a little weak for an armored truck. If I hit the hinges with my prosthesis, I could probably escape, but that'd be too noisy. Finally, I decide to sit back and do nothing. Gotta wait for my moment to escape and look for Mara. I think it's all over. You're wrong. I've been in worse situations. A canned voice comes from the front of the truck. Calm down, we're almost there. The van stops a few minutes later. Can't help but fall onto the ground when it slams on the brakes. The doors open. Recognize the place. parking lot of Velta's headquarters. 2 soldiers grab my arms and take me to the elevator without saying a word. We're taken to the top floor, director's office. Great. What? Mother? Sela, long time no see, my daughter. Don't call me that. Disgusting. But you are. It's important that you don't forget. From the day we gave birth to you in that test tube, you've been my daughter, and that means I'm responsible for your actions. I look away, his very presence being enough to fill me with disgust. I've suffered enough of my life at the hands of this monster. You know me well. You know how much I appreciate my creations. There's nothing that matters more to me than making this world a better place. You knew that Mara was also one of my daughters, a different daughter to you, but no less important. Quite the opposite, in fact. And yet you kept her, and were able to understand firsthand the power that the new generation of androids wield. Cut the shit. If I'm still here and not in a cell or one of your fucking re-education centers, it's because you want something from me. You've always been one of my favorites. Very curious and suspicious. It's not that I want anything from you. You've collaborated with Mara on her plan, and now owe me something in return. What? What fucking plan? I don't know what you're talking about. It doesn't matter. Ignorance doesn't grant impunity. You have 2 options. You can listen to what I have to ask of you and help me, or you can refuse to go straight to the re-education center. I decide to remain silent. If I start talking, I could feed his fucking ego, and don't really plan on staying here to listen to a goddamn monologue. Now, I'm going to introduce you to the options I'm giving you. I want your help, and I stress the word I want, because I don't need it. I don't want you to spend the rest of your life in jail. The only way the government of the Empire will forgive you is if you do some kind of service for them. That's why you're going to do the following. You'll wear one of Velta's uniforms and go to the factories. It's become a war zone, and the rebels are trying to steal prototype models of our new androids. We have them surrounded, and all possible exits are controlled, but it would be a pity if they do something inappropriate and some of the prototypes are damaged. It would waste a lot of our time, but you know Mara, and you also know the hacker who manipulates the rebels, so maybe you can convince him. So you do need me. You're wrong. Regardless of whether the prototypes of these androids are destroyed or not, that's something that will only cause a slight delay in my plans. I am benevolent with my daughters, so I will allow you to help me avoid this inconvenience. Or you can choose the other option and go straight to one of our rehabilitation facilities. It's most certainly still better than an imperial cell. The decision is yours. You mean your human experimentation labs? Unsubstantiated stories. You've been in them. You know how they are. That's why I say it. Tell me then, what's your decision? If you really thought for 1 second that I'd accept any of your fucking proposals, then you clearly don't know me at all. Valentine raises his voice. My answers clearly bothered him. How impertinent. But you don't wish to learn, Sela? So be it. Take her away.